Hey everybody, welcome to Kapow Show. Jeff Underwood. This guy, that's J-Dub White. What's up?
Just hanging out here with Miss Johnson. You knew it was coming, man.
You knew it was coming. Oh, my God. Miss Johnson!
Philip, you're hanging with your girl. And we know all the secrets.
Wait till we come in Aldi. See what happens.
Miss Johnson, thank you so much for, you got a busy day, right? You got a busy day, and you said, I'm going to come hang out with the boys and talk a little bit about the Gadsden Mall.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So you're local.
Yeah.
But so people, we didn't know you were local, and people like, that's my girl. I know her. She's going to do good. So the people who don't know, you kind of introduce yourself and then go into your very, very large title.
Okay, yes. So I do live here in Gadsden. I moved here in 2016. I am originally from Cherokee County.
Okay.
So from there, moved here. A little bit about myself. I'm married to Philip Johnson, as everyone knows. 2 kids, a couple of dogs. You know, we live up in Reese City. Bought us a house, 10 acres. Enjoy. I know.
Did they buy the house that we were going to buy? We'll talk about that later.
Philip lives in Reese City?
Yes, in the country. I moved him out there.
He's technically a Tala boy now. Tala, like you.
We're going to have to
Tala
talk.
boys in the house.
We're going to have to talk.
That's right. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. But that's just a little bit about me. As far as like what I do, I took over the general manager role at Gadsden Mall October 4th of 2022.
Yeah.
I work for Summit Properties USA, who acquired us in August of 2024. I got promoted to a regional asset manager for the company. So I have 7 properties from Casper, Wyoming to Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Little Gadsden, and South Carolina that I am fully responsible for.
And you still choose to live here.
Yeah.
Reese City.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's because of the
Reese
volunteer
City,
fire department.
Wyoming, that's what it is.
That's what it
And the
is.
water department.
Listen, I will say this. I have a great relationship with all the city officials in all of these areas, and Gadsden is absolutely the best. Absolutely.
Really?
Shockingly, you would think San Antonio, there's a lot of,
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on and stuff, great relationship with them, but Gadsden is just, it's home to me. It's a comfort zone, and I feel supported and loved. But it's kind of nice, too, because I get to go to Wyoming.
Sure.
I get to go to Texas and see all these different. I just got back from Louisiana Tuesday night. Don't drink the water there. Sorry, Louisiana.
Yes.
We've spent a lot of time in Slidell, so we know.
Oh, I've been there,
Yeah.
Slidell before, yes.
Let's talk a little Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
But no, it's a fun job. Keeps me busy. Home keeps me busy. The kids,
Sure.
we got soccer, volleyball, karate, so.
That's for Philip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Philip's
sure.
in karate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's great. Yeah.
Wyoming. Let's talk a little Wyoming.
I mean,
Okay.
So I almost applied for, I didn't tell you this, I almost applied for a job in Wyoming. If a certain coach would have got on staff for Wyoming, I was going to apply for the play-by-play gig up
Okay.
there.
Well, my mom's located in Casper, so have you been to
Oh.
Casper?
No, no, I've not.
Oh.
I've not. Let's go.
Beautiful.
let's do it.
Let's just go.
Let's go.
Kapow does Casper.
I'm in. We'll have to take Will, though.
We gotta
At
get you a couple
take us on a
horses,
hunt
though.
tour.
And a cowboy hat.
Hey,
gotta fit
we
in.
can handle that.
Yeah.
We can handle the cowboy hat.
Okay,
Jared looks good
With the
in your
30-year-old.
Stetson. Right.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Gee, so a lot of opinions about the Gadsden Mall.
Yeah.
Right. And when we were coming up,
Sure.
back before you were even born, it was a place to be. That's what
It
you
was.
had. You hung
Yeah.
out at the mall. Parents dropped you off.
That's right.
Safe place.
Yep.
I mean, we went there prom. We walked around prom and showed off our dresses and got some good food. But yeah, absolutely.
So
Orange Julius.
bring back Orange Julius.
Listen, honestly, every time, that is what I always hear is Orange Julius, yes.
That was the stuff.
Dude, it was incredible.
I mean,
It
get
was
you slice, hang out there in the corner.
It was good.
It was good.
Good
Then
time.
Aladdin Castle. Wasn't that the name of
Oh,
it?
Aladdin's
That's the next
Castle.
one.
Is that what it was,
That's
Aladdin?
the next one, yep.
Reminiscent.
Aladdin's Castle.
Man, that was in 2 different locations. And then the record bar.
Oh, I haven't heard of it.
Had the record bar? Well, you're a baby though.
Yeah, little
yeah.
baby,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, the record bar was the
Yes,
stuff.
that was the
I'll
stuff.
have to go back through the files, though.
Yeah.
We've got all of these old newspaper clippings and all the events and all the original flooring and stuff.
Don't look at cellular sales records. We don't want you to look at those.
Okay.
Yeah, we complained a lot.
We had good times though.
We did have good
We had
times,
good
yeah.
times. What else, Sammy Ray? So let's talk about just in your tenure at the mall, kind of the transition, because the mall is changing and evolving nationally, not just this mall, but malls in general. Kind of speak to that just a little bit.
Okay, so just kind of going back through malls, I think a lot of people, when you look at mall, they're like, as ownership. A lot of times, like previously, you have a company that owns you. Well, then you have a management company. So at the end of the day, the management company can only do so much.
Sure.
What separates Summit Properties USA, who currently acquires us, what's different is we own it and we operate it and we manage it. So everything, so for me, it's a direct line to our CEO and COO. Great support. We have, entire teams that work in every single direction that we can. The one thing that we look at is, brick and mortar's changing. The world's changing. There's, different demands and things people are looking for. So it's trying to be creative as we navigate down through those. And there's just some things, that we've done at other malls that's been super exciting. I think, Food City was, especially something different.
Yep,
People
great
wasn't
move.
used to that. But our company, we have a lot of businesses in Israel, Turkey, Germany, the UK, and when you go and you look at those malls, you're seeing that United States is a little behind when it comes to the creativity of it. And so Food City was a big boom. We've seen about a 400,000 traffic increase the last year just for them there. And then we had Game Day. So Game Day Live came.
We're big fans.
Yes, love that. And then, of course, next in line was the Premier Cinemas. And that was desperately needed. And I think, once you get one big boom, it's a trickling effect. And that's something that we're investing in. So when you look at, budgets, we always want to save. And what sets us a little part, again, differently is we're not budgeting to continue saving and fill in our pockets. We're budgeting to save to put it back into the property. And so one of those things I like to address that I see on social media a lot, specifically when it comes to Gadsden Mall, is our roofing. We see this a lot. We've seen a lot of pictures that are posted. And so that's a prime example. We got acquired August 2024. We saved money coming into December, and now we've already started doing full roof replacements. We started with American Eagle. We've gone all the way straight across the movie theater to Bath and Body Works, and we'll just be working our way around. And then next, we've been entertaining new flooring in the mall. So I think with that, we've got a lot of other big booms. Lips are sealed, legally cannot say now.
NDA.
That's going to be coming that I think Gadsden will 100% benefit.
Awesome.
And, of course, our big project that we're targeting that we've had a few people come out is, developing that backwater. We've got the dog park that the city owns, doing a boardwalk butting in, doing a couple of restaurants and some entertainment. And, it caters to everyone. We're trying to look at how do we, include everyone in Gadsden. How do we cater to the children? There's not a lot of things when it comes to kids. And going back to, Game Day, they're a huge supporter for the kids. And so we want to kind of tell the same story. We're looking at, mall security. I know we get a lot of that. We've Kent Back, who is the commissioner for the Gadsden Mall, and Ms. Tina King have been absolutely phenomenal in their support. And we've gotten cameras that went up and started installation and things like that. So, we've got to do one step at a time. And, I know City of Gadsden would like to see us move a little bit quicker, the community and stuff. But we got to secure the safety first and the structural, and then we'll start doing all the fun stuff. But
so one of the things that we've been seeing on socials is the back left parking lot, that little square cutout back on the river. They were saying put a restaurant there with a deck, and then the other one is on the text option is bring back the center fountain. So
listen, the center fountain, I was so sad when I seen that come out.
Sure.
I was not the happiest person, but when you have a mall from 1974, there's a lot of plumbing that goes into that. People were throwing in the coins were stopping up the piping and the motors, and it's extremely expensive. But we are looking at creative things to put there, and just a small example, when you go into the bigger malls, they have the soft plays for the children. And so those are some things that we've looked at, and that would also inquire us, with the skylights, we're doing looking options to either replace or fully, do away with those and do some LED lighting. So
that's awesome. Love it.
But yeah, we just repainted the entire food court. I guess over the summertime that was when that started, and so it's brightened it up, and change out parking lots and internal lots. And it's just, one baby step at a time.
You're well on your way. I mean, you got Food City. That's innovative.
Yeah,
and that's an awesome place
The
to go.
walk-up pharmacy is, people love that.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
The Starbucks in there is great. The food, the hot bar, whatever you call it. It's just a restaurant, really, is what it is.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
then they have the whole seating stuff on the inside, so
Yes.
you can come in, do your lunch, and
Yes.
and grab a coffee and be done.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the mall is, like a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
That's great. I forgot.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go
Corn
ahead.
Dog Shack.
Corn Dog Shack.
Yeah, I remember the Corn Dog Shack. Wasn't it called Devil's? It was a red. It was a. I think there was a red
see
devil
it.
on it or
I
something.
can see
It was
it. Yeah.
behind Orange Julius,
Yeah,
right?
I can see it.
I can't remember. Anyway, tell us the name of it. You're asking the name. I don't know the name of it. Yeah.
It's Corn Dog Shack. I mean, everybody knows.
Is that what it was called?
That's what everybody called it. I don't know if that was the official
Well,
name.
maybe someone can on social media can comment.
Oh, they
Oh,
will.
they
Let us
will.
know, yeah.
I don't know if that's the government name.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do, that's where my wife and I get our family Christmas ornament every year.
Yes.
The center there.
Yes.
The
Yes.
kiosks are so cool.
I love that guy. He's been with the mall, I guess, 15 plus years,
Yeah.
give or take. He comes every single year. He is on point. He is so if you guys are ever there, his name is Earl. He's super super nice guy, and he's just very welcoming.
Yeah.
I love going in there at that time of the year because the kiosks that are rented out, or I think that's how mall. I remember it, right? I mean,
Orange Bowl?
Orange Bowl. That was a good one. Yeah. But we loved it when we were kids. We were dropped off there, like Jerry said, and you could go to the movie. You could play quarter arcades. You could, and you were safe. It was you were inside. My parents say, don't go outside the mall.
Yeah.
That's
you
where the
stay
trouble
in.
is.
Right.
Absolutely. And and that's been something we've been tackling. Like we love the kids and we love the families. I think times do change.
Sure.
And with kids, we get in a situation where things get demolished, and you're trying to affect tenants and stuff, and and there's cost that goes into
That's
that.
right.
So if a front door glass gets broke, that's not a couple hundred, it's a couple $1,000s,
That's right.
and someone has to fix that. So I think with everything that we're doing, and especially with events, we've been working with the Spartan Wrestling. I don't know if you guys have heard.
We have.
Okay.
Yeah, we
So
have.
we reached out to them. So we're going to be soon. We'll start marketing it. We're actually going to bring the wrestling rink inside the mall.
Come on now.
Yes, we'll bring it inside the mall, and we'll do meet and greets with the wrestlers, in between the breaks and stuff. We have the massive foodie festivals. I don't know if you guys have seen that come through.
That's the 25th?
The 24th and the 25th,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
And
outstanding.
last time I checked, there were 72 vendors.
That's great.
Really?
All these food trucks and
Yes.
stuff's gonna.
They say about 20 to 30,000 traffic on average through these events. We
Yeah.
did one at our Anderson Mall, and we've got one going to the Triangle in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Anderson, South Carolina?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of my malls. Yeah.
You know who's there.
I do.
You
Yeah.
I
do.
do.
We love
I got
Anderson.
some stories there.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. A little college area,
A little
It's all
Clemson right
Look,
there.
it's
Okay.
What's up, Coach? He's
What's
watching.
up, Pastor Perry Noble?
Oh, you went Perry.
Yeah. Our buddy out there preaching in a tank top. I don't
You
know
don't
what you're
care,
thinking.
man.
I mean, you're
You don't
53.
care.
You're 53, man.
The movie Radio, what you don't know about
I
that?
have seen
Was that
Radio.
filmed there?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's right because your
Lee
buddy played
Osmond-
ball.
Lee
He played ball
Osmond,
there.
That's
Yeah.
his high school. That's where he went. That's a different show.
I'm gonna have to drink in this one.
Yeah, it's a great area. Fantastic area.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
And it's only a 4-hour drive from here.
We're
so it's not
envious.
too
You get to
far.
go to all the cool places. That's kind of.
I don't miss it anymore.
You don't.
I don't.
You used to travel all
With
the time.
DirecTV, I was
Traveling
everywhere.
is fun, but it's very exhausting.
It is.
I'm
very
sure.
much exhausting.
Yeah.
You miss people. I'm sure you miss home a lot.
That was the best part of my job was missing people.
Well, when you deal with people every single day,
Yeah.
all day long, that's your job. It's sometimes you just want to get away.
Oh, yeah.
So can
From
you
people.
give us any behind the scenes of anything that you can talk about as far as maybe coming or a new store or anything like that that you can legally talk about?
Not legally, because
Even
and
better.
it is not even like a yeah. You don't want to jinx a situation.
Sure,
We
sure.
do have currently we've got 2 LOIs that are out, which was
Oh.
letters of intent.
Yep.
We've gone through negotiations. We have a local broker. So if anybody knows Miss Tammy Johnson, she is our local broker. We just hired a new specialty leasing manager for the mall. We've not had one of those in about 3 years.
Nice.
Right.
So she started on Monday, so we're super excited. That was my baby, that was my department, but my hands are full, so I can no longer focus on that. But I will say, Rue 21 space, the old space.
Yeah.
There is
Oh.
promising there. There is an area that is right beside the alley in game day. That we're looking at. So and I think that's going to be really great to Gadsden. I think Gadsden's going to love that. And then the old Chick-fil-A space. So we're looking at some promising work there too as well. That's probably been my biggest push. Chick-fil-A leaving was super, super sad.
Sure.
And I was like, are you just doing this to Gadsden? Is it Gadsden? I was like, you being the Grinch, because the guy came in November, and I was like, come on.
Yeah.
But I, through the grapevine, I heard they were really focusing on their freestanding stores.
Sure.
So I was like, okay. And then they did close a lot of them in other malls. But that particular location, I feel like it kind of kept the mall just, it's the Lord's chicken. So,
Amen.
and it brought smalls even when they wasn't eating chicken. So when that left, it was just like that dim light just kind of went down. So that's been a big thing for us. But that's just kind of like what we have going on currently at the mall. We do have some other bigger talks that would be, some big opportunities.
Like statue of John Moore coming.
Absolutely.
You remember John, right?
John.
If I know
You
him.
love his wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's going to open his own sock store.
Yes, and we're gonna put his statue.
Antifungal
Yeah.
foot spray store.
Yeah. But no, we've got a lot of good things, and when you come in, something else that we've been kind of looking at, they're entertaining, is you've got Food City, you've got Kobe's, and we've got that empty space. I would love to see a restaurant there.
Sure.
We've looked at Grease Trap, Water Sewer, what it's going to take, and I think if we can get a restaurant in there, we would do like an open patio seating,
Yes.
kind of loop in. So we're telling the same story. So when you're doing a mall and developing, you got to do a little bit at a time as you go. But even Kobe, I mean, based on what I know, I could be wrong. Kobe's like one of our highest grossing in the type of style of food in Gadsden.
I'm sure.
Phenomenally, sales are wonderful, and I will say that. I know I can't give too much, but when I take Gadsden and Gadsden Mall and I compare it to San Antonio, their population is 1.7 million people. So you would think this mall is doing, 50 times that. Gadsden Mall is doing $13 million more in sales than all of my malls together, which is absolutely absurd. So Gadsden, the money's here.
That's incredible.
The mall is in a great shape. We're going through changes. It's got a lot of positivity. And, I do what I can. Like, I'm here. I go try to do chamber stuff. Shout out to Philip Hall. Yes. And I will say, Gadsden's chamber is the absolute most best interactive, just fun and exciting chamber I've ever dealt with. I've reached out to some other chamber members in other cities, and it's just dry as a bone. I'm like, that's all right, let's go, we can get this. But when you talk to Philip, it's back and forth, and I love
That's
it.
great. They like to party.
They're fun folks, man.
Well,
Absolutely.
they will cut a ribbon like nobody's business.
I mean,
Well, I just
they're hanging out in Atala right now.
Yes.
Downtown Atala today.
Man, they're doing the thing.
But no, just as exciting, and I always like to go back to game day. They've been a huge, super big supportive of us. But we're going to be hosting, hopefully I can say this, if not, just slap me on the wrist. We're going to have the first pep rally for the Titans, based on what I know, that first Thursday going in August at the mall.
Heck yeah.
And we're looking at
That's
600
huge.
plus
Love it.
people. We'll have the band, the cheerleaders there. The city is going to be supporting us, as far as keeping the mall safe and keeping the children safe. So that's been great. We've got Gadsden's Runners Club that's going to be coming. City's also supported us in keeping that safe.
Something we're not involved in.
Nope.
But no, we're getting there. My assistant, she's great. She's taken over the social media. We've seen a lot of growth on that on Facebook. And so, she's doing that, all of my events and marketing. And, we're trying to nail everything down. But, we love the posts that people put on Facebook. It's not always,
Sure.
butterflies and smiles. And we get it, and we accept everyone's personal opinion. But please understand, anyone that makes comments and everything, I do see them, I do read them, I take them in consideration. We put them on a checklist. And as I'm going through, we try to address those. If we can, if it's in our power, in our control, we'll address it. But if I can't, we'll see what support we can do to ensure it doesn't happen again, or that experience isn't the same experience for their next visit.
Well, I think the mall is needed. And
Sure.
on our thumbnail, we put your advertisement on for this show. I love the picture of the mall. That spot where Kobe is and Books A Million, and I think that's the corner of Martin's over there on that side, and then where Joseph A. Bank used to be. You're talking about the restaurant.
Yeah,
possibly.
I really want a restaurant there.
That is, that's perfect. That design is how it should be. It looks great, and people want to go to places that look like that.
Yeah, and
right?
that's why if we can get the right in and we do that big patio and we do a covering and people can come and maybe do a Sunday brunch or they want to come out and enjoy. And I think and that's the thing is with the movie theater and all the other nice things is we don't want to just we've got all this new stuff and then there's no growth and there's no support there. We've got to keep it going, and I think that does set us a little bit apart. And something that's been a strength is through previous ownerships, every owner has a different vision of how they want to deal with their relationship with the city. And we're a pillar to the community.
That's
and,
right.
like I said, people are like, tear the mall down, that's cool, but we still contribute so much. And that's our goal. That's part of my job is to build that. And like I said, City of Gadsden, Chamber, phenomenal. Kent Back has been absolutely amazing.
He's our favorite.
Kent is such a great, not only just a follow-up, but a follow-through.
That's
so
right.
thank you, Kent, if you're seeing this.
He will.
And Miss Back, I know she's keeping him in line, so.
That is impossible.
Somebody does.
She had to retire to keep him in line.
Yeah.
That's probably.
This is her last year.
It
So
is,
sad. She taught both of ours, and so she's a really good structure teacher, so sweet, very patient. But yeah, we love her.
She'd have to be married to Kent. We love Kent. I mean, he really is our favorite. And you talking about follow through. There's never been one thing that Kent has ever touched. Now, he calls us out of the blue every month and just says, hey, man, I'm thinking about praying for you today. He's that type of guy. But he does. He is a follow through guy. So you're spot on with that. Let me ask you a question. In doing what you do, have you found that it's important for communities to have social places in your malls and your properties, places where they can gather? And do you find that that's something that's attractive? I've seen that in several different places. We'll go off of 280. We won't call those properties, but we've been these places off 280. And there's spots where on these properties where people can gather and sit and talk. And because I think the properties management feels like the longer they stay there, the more money they're going to spend. Right. Is that kind of the...
Exactly. And I think, too, when you go to an area like this, like I said, we see the comments stuff, but it's a safety and security situation, too, as well.
I see.
And I think if they're coming here and gathering and they're safe, I'm okay with that.
Right.
But we will do our best to also support, when it's becoming unsafe, and to make sure that we continue to keep it safe. Because, we've got babies, we've got toddlers, and we've got the elders and all the people in between.
Sure. And
we got to, absolutely. But we love it. I know that there were times that we've had some kids back there with their big old trucks and stuff, and if they're not causing a problem or endangering themselves or us, I think it doesn't bother us. Absolutely. I think the biggest thing is anybody messes with our ducks, don't mess with the ducks.
That's right.
Leave alone.
We love our ducks. We try to really just make sure that they're safe and stuff. We don't go out of our way for them. But yeah, they don't cause no problems and stuff. But we have a lot of people that come back there and they fish. So we love that. We love seeing that, and that's why that doing that boardwalk and trying to add additional stuff, I think is a great thing too.
I do too.
And I think we'll tell the same line that the city's trying to tell, and we can all be aligned, and but yeah.
And Belks, come on, man. Oh, Belks.
Yeah.
That's my wife's favorite place.
It's mine too.
Clinique days. I'm so sick of hearing.
My only issue with them now is step up the sport coat game.
It's lacking.
They've dropped off, but everything else is great.
It used to be the spot.
I'm telling you, you need a sport coat. You went to
I think
Belt.
that's online shopping has taken that.
Yeah,
And
you're
I
probably
think
right.
that's the biggest thing. And when Bad Belt's kids, well now kids clothing, it's hard to find a store that's just catered to kids.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that because you can Amazon. You can just go on there and order, and it's there in your house in 2 days.
That's right.
But yeah, online shopping is definitely hugely impacted.
I'd be glad my kids were small now. I could just buy online, but used to we had to carry them all in the stores.
It was an event.
Yeah, but we spent a lot of money on both kids.
We do on the sports coat though. We do have a Gadsden men's fashion.
Yeah, see,
you can
we've been
go in
there.
and get all of that.
I'm going there this weekend.
Yeah.
We'll get my Kentucky Derby stuff.
Are you ready for it?
No, I hate that
are
stuff.
they not doing the Derby? Or the Derby talk? They're not doing that this year.
No, I'm going to get my suit, my Kentucky Derby outfit.
I got you.
I'm being made to do that. That's not something I want to do.
Somebody said more for big and tall fat guys like us.
That's
Philip
Bryant
can tell you
Klontz.
where to
That's
talk
Brian
about.
Kluntz. You got the big part, man.
Yeah.
Gee, that dude is massive.
6'6", yep.
I mean, he is just. Yeah, I hate tall people. I don't like you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't like it.
What's your favorite place to eat in the food court?
Don't you
Your
can't
spot?
do that to her?
Sure you can.
Absolutely, sure can. Absolutely can do that. I would say I have top two, and it's my food choices. I love the Taco Madre store. The
Absolutely.
tacos in there. And probably American Deli. I love their wings.
Yeah.
But it's nothing against Totino's or Chunghwa. I'm just not a big Asian person, and I'm not. I don't do a lot of the pizza and stuff. But those are probably two of my favorite.
That's awesome.
The street tacos at Taco Madre.
That would be his.
That's my
Chef's
thing.
kiss.
It is.
So good.
Yeah. Chef kissed it.
Yes.
It's fantastic. My wife and I, we ate there because we could try the tacos because it was just so busy everywhere else.
Yeah.
Let's just grab a taco.
Right.
And now we're getting a taco.
For the
Yeah.
taco.
It don't matter if we just left Kobe's. There was let's grab a taco.
Yeah.
Right? Let's grab a taco.
That's
and
funny.
Chongwon has been our spot for years.
Yeah, Tin and them, they're great. They've been with us for, I think 2014. I could be wrong,
Wow.
but yeah, I think, yeah.
So they're one of the OGs over there
OGs,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Totino's is one of
They
the
were on
OGs.
the other
Yeah.
side.
Huh?
Yes, so I did find that out. It was very interesting. I was just
Yeah.
being nosy, and we were looking through,
Nosy.
and I was like looking, and I was like 2x4, half. I was like, hold on, something. And so then I got the full insight. But yeah, that whole area across the food court, all the way up to the mall security, all the way up almost abutting to Chick-fil-A, all used to be an open food court, and all they did was just put up a 2x4. And so I have gotten with my broker and we have discussed it. It's a massive project, so it's not on the list right now. We've got to find the right people, and to do that. But yeah, that's all back there. It's
How about
an
that?
open restaurant. Yeah.
I did not realize that. How did I not know that? We had the store
You
right on
did.
the
And
other
it was
side of
massive, chunk, the
Yeah.
original one. It was
It's
like
huge.
almost triple the size of
But
this
when-
now.
Because we would come out of the store and go back through that back hallway around to the food court.
Yeah. And sometimes they would meet us, and because we ate there every day.
Oh, yeah.
They would meet us in the back hallway and give us our
I
food.
guess I did.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. When you think about the mall, I have to visualize
Yeah.
because it's changed so much over the years.
Yeah.
You know.
Right there by the mall office.
Yes, that's
It's-
okay.
That was the mall office there.
Yeah, that's right.
It may still be now. I don't know.
Mall office over towards Martin's now.
It's on the
Yeah.
as you go down the ramp there
Yeah.
on the left. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll reminisce.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
We-
You're good.
Ask Jared to tell you about the fights he got into at the Gadsden Mall. That is
You
not
know-
something you want to talk
Wasn't
about.
talking about
Oh
Well,
my
you know,
gosh!
You know, back in the day, that's what you did. You know, somebody disrespected you, you threw him in the center fountain.
In between
Yeah.
the movies and Aladdin's Castle.
Yeah.
You that's where you
got
met.
it on.
Yeah.
Part of it, ask Philip.
Yep. Ask Philip.
He's
Ain't
too
no
nice.
innocent dude.
They wasn't no fight. They wouldn't fight him.
He's so fun. So what's the one thing about Philip we need to know?
Ooh.
Dish.
Well, there's no dog houses at our house, so I'm pretty good on that one. So let me see what kind of secrets I can throw out there. No, for real. Philip is, like I was saying earlier, is a good guy, very genuine, great dad. Probably can tell you anything and everything about sports. So
He and I have a ton of sports conversations.
yeah, and I didn't even realize this. I think we were coming back from Birmingham one night, and I pulled up, and I'm pretty sure it was the NFL, all the NFL teams. And I went through and I started naming them, and he could tell me every head coach of every single
Wow.
one going through there. And that was the first time I was like, oh, you are smart. You are extremely smart. I was like, okay. No, I feel like I can give him so much more credit, but
Yeah,
no. Philip's great. Working at Aldi, he's been there, I think, 19 years this year.
Wow.
And, he's being known in Aldi. So that's been super exciting, and they support him. But yeah, he's just one of those people, someone needs something, they call him for his work and stuff. But great guy. I've never heard anyone say anything horrible about Philip.
Yeah.
So, and that's always a plus. So.
I needed some trash though. Because I'm going to see him
I
as soon as
know,
we're
I'm
finished. I'm going to see
You need to hang
So
out with him more.
hard.
He'll help you rep a little bit.
He will. He will. But we don't like each other's sports teams.
Who's his sports team?
We talk so much trash each other's pretty good.
You're Buffalo Bills. Who's his NFL team?
I think he likes Dallas, right? Is he a Dallas guy like you?
I don't know.
I know he likes a little bit of Atlanta. I think he more likes people than teams.
And I know he's
Oh.
taught with the Eagles and stuff, so
He does.
don't ask me. I probably
He's-
should know
he's
all that.
a-
Sorry.
He's a bandwagon
She said
fan.
she ain't listening to
He's
you,
a
man.
bandwagon fan. That's what he is.
He tells me all the time I never listen to him. He does. He does. I do listen.
You think he would talk louder because he's a big dude?
He mumbles.
He does.
He mumbles. See, thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. Thank
yeah.
you.
I
So you're playing both sides here. I see what you're doing. That's good. That's
Over
good.
here,
Yeah.
What's he talking about? Huh?
If he's talking to you with his back turned and he's on the shelf,
Oh.
you don't have any idea.
And sometimes he, when I first started going in there, he wouldn't even, he would make eye contact with me, keep on working.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
He will.
Now he
Or
stops
he'll
what
do
he's-
this. He'll throw his hand.
Now
He
he
is a stay in my lane type of guy.
Now he stops what he's doing.
That's cool.
Dad, we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to make fun of each other. It's great.
Yeah.
It's
No.
great. I always like to make fun of his little bitty arms. then my line is, bro, you ever going to do leg day? They call you into work during leg day? Sorry.
Someone got called out.
The only gym I've ever been to is when they serve extra wings. That restaurant in Atlanta called The Gym.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'll try that one out.
You flex in there, don't
I
you?
do.
I mean,
know what I'm talking about. I'm a wing connoisseur.
What's your favorite kind of wing?
I'm not real saucy, so I like.
Okay.
I think
you saucy as a mug.
I'm not talking about the tequila drink. I'm
Oh,
talking
no.
the wings, right? We Jefferson's.
Okay. Yep.
Love Jefferson's local wings, man.
Yep.
And you get those double dipped,
Yeah.
lemon pepper.
That's what we did. Philip loves a double dip.
Flats?
I'm
You a
a
flats
flat
guy? Yeah.
I mean, I'll eat both of them.
Sure.
Because I'm about bringing communities together.
Yeah.
So drums and flats, but if I have a choice, I'm a flats
No,
guy.
Philip's a great cleanup guy. He'll come up behind me if I'm not cleaning. He'll just
Take
clean
care
them
of
off
My
it.
for me.
wife's the same way.
Yes.
Man. I'm like, why you leave that right there?
He does
Why your
this-
wife?
yep.
Wait,
Give
but
me that
Kel-
wing. She be playing like she eating a wing.
Yeah.
She don't be eating the wing right.
Really?
So I get
I'm
my
disappointed.
wings.
She's a foodie too, right? I mean, she can't. Kelly, you gotta do better
man.
than that.
So when you're preaching Sunday, you need to bring that.
Let me
up.
say
She
something
needs
to her.
Learn how to take care
Yeah,
of
I
the
will.
wings.
I'll take care of it. I'll forget before
You
we
will.
leave this room.
So what else can the people of Gadsden have to look forward to? The mall's not going anywhere. Let's
Mall is not
stop
going
that room.
anywhere.
That's right.
No, we're not tearing down. Nothing's going anywhere. I guess, what to look at is the same thing that we've been doing. I mean, since we took over the property, we've had 3 big booms, and we want to try to keep it cycling. I would expect something big every year. That's my goal. 12 months, it takes time. The theater took us about 2 years to get through.
It's
Game
beautiful.
Game day took us about
cool.
10 to 11 months. To kind of work through those processes. But yeah, that's the same thing I've been saying is just, look for the positivity. Like I said, keep the comments out there. I take all of them. I will say when, there's a couple times that people post, the mall of how dead it is. I think that's a great platform to utilize instead of showing the negativity. Use that platform to show off the stores that are there. I don't see a lot of that happening for the mall. Is no one's going in and saying, "Oh, I love this store. Look at this." We have Kaylie and Co. They're a boutique store, phenomenal, beautiful setup. And I would love to see someone go in and post their pictures and stuff versus showing well it's empty. Was that picture taken on a Monday at 11 o'clock when we just opened?
Sure.
I guess that's the frustration part. But I just encourage everyone to utilize what's happening in Gadsden or their Facebook. Utilize it as a platform to show positivity and spread that.
I have negative.
It is hard to do that, but I think
I have negative. I'm gonna bring it up.
What?
Yeah. What you got?
Why in the world at the cookie spot?
Right.
Why can't you get a warm cookie?
Can you not get a warm cookie?
You can't get a warm cookie?
No.
Well, you tell Miss Sherry to warm it up. Miss Sherry, warm his cookie up.
Yeah, you can't get a warm cookie. And they said many years ago, they said because they used to have hot cookies there, and someone got burned or whatever. They sued them. Come on, can a brother not get a hot cookie?
They sued them?
They did.
Listen,
That's
guys.
Like McDonald's coffee.
People will
ridiculous.
sue
Yeah.
for anything
That's
as
crazy.
quick as they can. And in this line of job, I see some of the I can't say, but I have seen some of the wildest. I'm like,
I'm
wow,
sure.
okay, that's the thought process today. So,
That's
but
great.
yeah, absolutely. But
People want something
maybe
from
Miss
us.
Sherry can give you a little helping hand and just warm it up for you. So.
Carry your little hot hands and
Yeah.
put them in the bag and let it sit for a minute. You're always got hot hands with you. Always. You got the coldest hands. Yeah, but why do you always have hot hands?
I'm always got the cold drink.
Yeah, that's what it is.
See, that's what I do.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
God, Kaylie Johnson, thank you
So
so much
fun.
for being with
Yeah,
us.
absolutely.
So
Great
fun.
sport.
Next time we have you on to be a joint venture with you and Philip.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
And then, you
Yeah.
know, while we're on here too, like I said, we're always looking for new businesses.
Sure.
And I try to always post about leasing and things. If anyone here in Gadsden or knows anybody in Gadsden that is looking for, you know, if you're new and you're unsure and you're not sure if you want to come to the mall or not, you're more than welcome to email me or reach out to the mall, and I can walk you through that process.
Awesome.
And I can give you security. I can give you as far as, you know, what we're looking at, what's happened, what the expectation is. If there's any of those questions you want answered, if you got a little pop-up store that you want to do, maybe a weekend only, we encourage it.
Wow.
If there's any type of events, you're like, the mall won't take us. Yes, we will. We will accommodate. It's very rare that I tell someone no, and that may be just from, you know, maybe business license and
Right.
things like that. But we accept everything. So you can always call the mall 256-547-0501, or you can just email me kjohnson at summit summit-us.com, and I will answer any of those questions for
That's awesome.
anyone.
We made so
Yeah.
much money there. Let's be honest.
We did. And it was.
I'm telling you, there's money to be made. It's got great
Tell me.
bones. It does. I mean, I know that we've got a little bit darker lights right now with Route 21 that left and Maurice's and stuff. But, you know, the lights are still on. We're still kicking.
Yeah.
So we're still going. And, you know, one door closes for another door to open. So
We had how many cell phone stores were in there at one time? We had, it was us, Bell South. Well, it was something else then.
there's
But
Verizon.
yeah,
Verizon was in there.
I mean, it was
Cellular
Cellular Solutions,
T-Mobile or
kiosk, yeah.
PCS or
Yes,
whatever.
yes,
yeah,
yes.
before all that stuff, back
Yep.
way
God,
back.
that's so
Oh, it was awesome. I tell you
Now
what,
it's
though.
the jewelry store. So,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
We've got 4 right now.
Oh man, how about that? Jewelry wars. Maybe we need to go cover that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, jewelry wars.
Yeah. We always
You need to go back to get that thicker chain. You got that
Like-
thin,
You
you
gotta
know.
get the one
After
like
seeing
Philip.
Philip.
Yeah,
Philip
get
got
that-
that big old school
Yep.
thing.
That's what you need.
Yeah, problem is I ain't got a neck and chest like Philip.
You could have.
Good.
He'll
He can do it.
train you.
Yeah.
I think it's probably for all those cans though too.
He'd be lifting stuff.
I
He'd
mean,
be putting the cards.
He don't even need the forklift. He just
Somebody said, "Can you?"
He is the forklift.
Right.
I saw Philip pick a customer up. You get it, baby.
You gon'
I
get
believe
that,
it. I
man.
believe it.
So good.
Hey, Danny Starnes, you can. It's easy to open a business. You can open what you're talking
Oh,
about.
he talking trash?
Yeah, you know, go and get caller and get you open that business, buddy. It'll be all right.
I'm gonna
Hey.
hold my comment.
Well, we do. We'll talk to you off air. We got. If there's a small area, we have 3 studios.
Okay.
We have one here, one at his place, one at my place. We need culmination, put all those things together,
Okay.
and have podcast studios where we produce other people's shows and things as well.
Open window. people
Open
can watch what's
window.
going
We need
on.
that. We
Yeah.
need to
We're
work
open
on
to
that.
What is that today's? Is that what the Today Show? What does that?
Kinda.
Open window? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And people just stand out there for like 6 hours waiting just to.
Unfortunately, we're not that popular.
No, they would throw
We can
stuff.
get you there.
They would throw
We can
stuff.
get you there.
It'd be bad. It'd be
Thank
bad.
you so much. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys, stay close, stay clean, and go visit the Gadsden Mall.